Greetings and welcome, friends. Graduates, yay! Here you are. What do you think? Come on. And I would love if we would all pray together. Father, thank you for this day. I thank you, God, for your goodness, that you brought it to pass. Lord, that you know the end from the beginning. You know the name of every soul in this building and all of those who have contributed, everyone here who's going to walk across this platform today. Thank you. So we invite you, be our special guest. Enjoy your children, God. Be proud. We offer this time to you in the name of the Word of God. Amen.
And thank you for coming out to support the Parkland College graduating class of 2019. I'm extremely honored to be this year's student speaker and very excited to be able to share my story with all of you here tonight. For me, the last 2 years at Parkland have been an amazing journey. As I'm sharing my story tonight, I ask that each of you think of a person who is currently in your life or someone who was in your life at some point that made a lasting impact on you, such as a grade school teacher or a college professor, a parent or grandparent, maybe even your waitress or waiter at a restaurant. I understand this may be hard for some of you to think of, but by the end of my story, I hope that you're able to think of someone who has added value to your life the way Dean Turner, Angie Patrick, Dean Smigelski, my mom, and many others in the Parkland community have added to mine. I first want to begin by breaking the ice and letting you all know I'm not typically the type of person to jump with joy at standing up here and speaking in front of a crowd of people. However, I knew this opportunity would help me continue unraveling who I am. So when I was notified about being nominated for the student speaker at the 2019 commencement ceremony, I knew I had to jump at the opportunity to share my story. I know I can stand up here tonight with confidence knowing that every person in this room has thought to themselves at some point in their life, who am I? I know for myself there are still days where I don't know who I am, where I'm going, or what I'm doing in my life. But my family, friends, and colleagues have all told me it's okay to just not know sometimes, all while reminding me how important it is to not quit during those moments of uncertainty. When I was given this opportunity, I was given a prompt to talk about my favorite moment while studying at Parkland, which I knew would be hard for me to narrow down to just one. So I came into work the next day to inform my supervisor, Angie, of the nomination I received in an email from our Vice President of Student Services, Mike Tramey, who I must say has had so much faith in me throughout my journey at Parkland, and I can't thank him enough. Angie helped me begin brainstorming all the activities and events that I've been a part of, starting my educational journey as a Parkland College Cobra. All of our brainstorming ideas came back to one main aspect of my life: becoming and being a student worker in the Dean of Students and Dean of Enrollment Management's office. The Dean's office has changed my life in many ways. However, I was very hesitant about putting my application in to work there because it would have been my first office job. Basically, I was trying to talk myself out of it rather than jumping at a potential life-changing opportunity. My amazing mother, who I look up to for everything, advised me to put in the application and stop avoiding the positive signs that were right in front of me. Angie called me for an interview a few days later, and the second I walked into the office, I knew the job was meant to be and Parkland was where it was supposed to go. Considering I did not want to go to a junior college after I graduated high school, this was my first confirmation that I was making the right decision. I like to mention when I'm sharing my story with others how my plans after graduating high school changed, because I'm sure there are many in this room tonight that can relate. I was ready to branch out, go to a different state, and just explore the world. However, reality set in quickly when I actually realized how expensive college is, actually out of state. With that being said, Parkland has been an amazing environment for the continuous process of building who I am. And for that, I am very happy with my decision to attend Parkland. Tonight, I would like to take you through my journey of unraveling those pieces to figure out who I am. And like I said before, it all connects back to becoming a student worker in the Dean's office. But there have been many things that have happened in the 2 years that I've worked in the office. I won't get into all of them tonight, but I want to share the most important parts of my journey. Let me take you back to the first day on the job in the Dean's office. I jumped right in because my tasks for the day were to help with the 2017 Fall Convocation. For those who don't know what Convocation is, it's an event held during the first week of classes for students to see how many opportunities they have to get involved on campus, and of course, eat the free food. Because what college student do you know would pass up free food? Because I know I wouldn't. And by the way, just a little reminder, there's more free food in the lobby after the ceremony tonight. This event was new for me because when I was in high school, I was not involved in activities or events. So this allowed me to recognize how important it is to push myself into doing and trying new things. After the completion of my first semester at Parkland in 2017 and the start of my 2018 spring semester, I knew I had pushed myself and worked hard because I received information about making the Dean's List and meeting requirements to join Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society. This was exciting for me because I knew how hard I worked during my first semester in college, and for it to pay off and get recognition felt really good to me. However, I was extremely unsure about joining Phi Theta Kappa. Why, you ask? I have no idea. I was probably just avoiding the signs that were right in front of me again. This is where Dean Turner, our Dean of Students, comes into play. First of all, what an amazing person, I must say. She has guided me and encouraged me through many hurdles throughout my time in the Dean's office and my career at Parkland. We have shared many laughs together, and she for sure is someone I can always count on to make any bad day good. Dean Turner encouraged me to join Phi Theta Kappa because she knew I would gain a lot from joining due to all the benefits the organization holds for students, and simply just adding it to my resume. So of course I accepted my offer and joined. When I first started in the dean's office, I remember Angie saying to me multiple times that she wants to help build my resume. To this day, she still reminds me how important it is to gain experience and excel at everything I do. Well, at least try to excel. Speaking of Angie, also an amazing person, she has been an amazing supervisor, friend, and mentor to me during my time at Parkland and working in the dean's office. We have shared many laughs together as well, which keeps me going on days that I am struggling the most. She is the most talented, hardworking, and generous supervisor I've ever had the honor to work with. Our personalities are very similar, which makes going to work much easier. And I know when many people think of work, they aren't usually excited about going, but I can honestly say I'm excited to come to work in the dean's office each and every day. So Angie, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being you, pushing me to do my best, bringing me back to reality when I'm being a little too dramatic, and making work a fun environment to be in. The dean's office at Parkland has allowed me to figure out what my next steps in life are going to be, more specifically, where I'm going to continue on with my education. Our Dean of Enrollment Management, Dean Smigelski, started in the dean's office last summer, and she has fit in extremely well ever since then. I truly believe everything happens for a reason, and Dean Smigelski was a blessing in disguise for me. She was my sign to slow down and stop trying to rush life, because she made me realize I had an option to stay in Illinois for a few more years, save money, and receive a University of Illinois degree. She encouraged me to submit my application at the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign, and assisted me in writing my admissions essay. So thank you, Dean Smigelski, for being another person in my life to bring me back to reality and making me realize all the opportunities I have sitting in front of me. Parkland College has shaped me into an all-round better version of myself. I've been given many opportunities to grow and develop throughout the last 2 years. Being the student speaker this year has only allowed me to continue moving forward and show my appreciation for Parkland. Parkland has so much to offer, not just for myself, but every student who walks through the doors ready to learn, grow, and develop. My advice to anyone sitting in the audience looking to pursue their secondary education: choose Parkland and jump at every opportunity it has to offer, because it will allow you to succeed. To everyone sitting in this room, my message to you is stop trying to push away the signs that are sitting right in front of you. Listen to what your loved ones have to say, because they truly do have your best interest. I know for me, if it wasn't for my mom's constant encouragement, support, I would have never submitted the application in the dean's office, and I definitely wouldn't be where I am today. I look up to her because she is the most hardworking, selfless, and independent person I know. She has taught me I can do or be anything I want in this world as long as I set my mind to it and work hard. It has not been an easy road, but I'm 20 years old doing things I never thought I'd be doing, and my mom has been by my side every step of the way. She once told me while I was texting her during a rough day, "You are the woman you are today because of those challenges." So here I am today, speaking at my college graduation, building my resume, sharing my story with all of you, and continuing to overcome challenges to really understand who I am. So thank you, Mom, for being amazing and always sticking by my side. I couldn't have done without you. I love you. By this point, I bet you're all wondering, who is this person that has been speaking for 5 minutes but never mentioned their name at the beginning of this speech? My name is Mackenzie Smith, and I'm from a small town of Paxton. I'm a psychology major, a member of Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society, and a student worker at Parkland College. I am transferring to the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign in the fall to further my secondary education. I'm confident, hardworking, and extremely excited for my future. I am very grateful for my family, friends, and coworkers at Parkland, and most importantly, I'm a 2019 Parkland College graduate. I encourage everyone to make those connections with others and build strong relationships with those that are going to further you in life, not hold you back, and push yourself out of your comfort zone, even when it's hard. I'd like to thank you all for coming out tonight, and thank you to those in this room that I did not mention who have made a major impact on my life. We'd be here all night if I was to tell you all those stories, but just know thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now that you've heard my story, you are all one step closer to continuing on with your story. Congratulations, class of 2019. I am pleased to welcome our next guest speaker, Gregory Knott. Gregory Knott was first elected as Parkland College trustee in 2011 and was re-elected to a second term in 2017. A Parkland College alumnus with an Associate's in Applied Science and Agri-Marketing, he also has a Bachelor of Science in Agribusiness from Illinois State University a Master of Business Administration degree from the University of Illinois Springfield, and a Master in Library Science degree from the University of Illinois. From 2000 to 2011, Mr. Knott served on the Champaign County Board. He is active in scouting, serving as a leader for St. Joseph Troop 40 and Venturing Crew 40. Mr. Knott currently works at the University of Illinois as an Assistant Dean of University Libraries. Additionally, he is actively involved in the agricultural community as a Farm Bureau member and an operator of a small farm. Please welcome Mr. Gregory Knott.
Graduates, Dr. Ramage, faculty, distinguished guests, family and friends, and don't let me forget parents of Parkland College, on behalf of the Parkland College Board of Trustees, I extend to you our warmest greetings. At this time, I would ask that you ensure that your cell phones are off for the benefit of our graduates. But I got to go off script, because it's what we do in this day and age. I got to take a picture of you. That's what parents do. So for the benefit of students and their family, this commencement ceremony is being broadcast live on Parkland College Television, which is available to 9 communities in the University of Illinois and Champaign County. And this ceremony is also being streamed live via platforms, all of which may be accessed at parkland.edu/commencement. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce my fellow trustees, Mr. James Ayers from Monticello, Ms. Bianca Green from Champaign, Trustee Tim Johnson from Urbana, who is not able to join us but sends his greetings, Dana Tremble from Newman, Jim Boyles from Tuscola, Jonathan Westfield from Savoy, and our newest member, Lydia Gallagher, the student trustee from Urbana. We hope that your experience at Parkland has been one of the best of your lives. You should be very proud of what you've accomplished. We are. I certainly am. Congratulations and best of luck to the Parkland class of 2019.
I get to introduce Dr. Ramage. So Tom Ramage joined Parkland College in July 1998 as chair of the newly created Distance and Virtual Learning Department, responsible for developing and administering Parkland's online course delivery system and policies. Since 2007, Tom served as the interim president of Parkland College. The Board of Trustees appointed Dr. Ramage as Parkland's 5th president in January 2008. Tom serves as the Chief Executive Officer for Parkland College and is responsible to the Board of Trustees of Community College District 505 to implement the philosophy, goals, and policies of Parkland College. With nearly 1,000 employees serving 11,000 students each semester. He received his master's degree in education and human development with a specialization in educational technology leadership from the George Washington University in 1998. And a doctorate in education with specialization in instructional technology and distance education from Nova Southeastern University. His research focused on cost efficiency and return on investment of online programs. Tom is married to Michelle, the superintendent of Rancho School District. And together they have a son, Colin, and within weeks, a daughter-in-law, Megan, who's graduating tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you, Lydia, for a fine introduction. I'd like to begin first with a little bit of congratulations, obviously to our graduates this evening and also to the family and friends that have gathered with you tonight to celebrate. To our graduates, my message to you is very, very simple, and it's, I'm sure, something you know quite well. Good decisions have lasting consequences. Coming to Parkland College, as Mackenzie said, was an excellent decision. You've studied with some of the finest faculty in the nation, focused on one thing, the art and the science of teaching. You've worked with staff that from the very moment you step foot on campus, right until this very moment, have dedicated themselves to ensure your success in every way possible. You've been constantly reminded about how important it is to follow through and to persevere, and that becoming an educated person is an enormous accomplishment. But in this process, this journey, all of you, as evidenced by the fact that you're in this very room here tonight, have realized very quickly that success requires an equal commitment. You are required to apply yourselves to the daunting task of using your mind, which is seriously a much harder thing than most people realize. And by doing so, you've harnessed the ultimate value of college, a realization that you can use your mind to make your own arguments and even your own contributions to knowledge. Completing your degree, that's an enormous accomplishment, and it's the purpose for our gathering here tonight. So let me be the first, among the first, to tell you how proud we are of your accomplishments. Seriously well done. I have no doubts that tomorrow you'll each continue to make thoughtful decisions, to persevere, and to enjoy the sense of satisfaction that inevitably follows. Tonight, it's all about you. Tonight, you'll be joining hundreds of thousands of Parkland graduates since our very first commencement ceremonies in 1968. But tomorrow, it's your first day as a graduate of Parkland College. Two great things. It's now my pleasure to introduce tonight's commencement speaker. Seth Fine is the founder and producer of the area's annual multidisciplinary event called Pygmalion, something I'm sure you've all heard of. It's celebrating its 15th year in 2019. He's the co-creator and publisher of Smile Politely, an online magazine devoted to the culture and life in the sister cities, and it's been published since 2007. I'm sure you've all read it. Additionally, since the founding of the Nicodemus Agency in 2002, he's represented over 65 artists, booked hundreds of North American tours, and locally he has presented nearly 1,500 concerts featuring some 5,000 performers. Starting this year, he will co-chair the newly formed Foundation for Innovation in the Performing Arts, or FIPA, a nonprofit organization dedicated to the funding and perpetuating of live performing arts and more in Champaign County. Raised in Urbana, Seth attended public school his entire academic career. After transferring from Parkland College to the University of Illinois in 2000, he graduated with his Bachelor's of Arts in Rhetoric in 2002. He lives in Champaign with his wife Justine Bersoni and their two sons, Ellis and Ira. Did you guys hear me over there, Ellis and Ira? There you go. Seth's interests include urban campfire hangs, Abrahamic theology, Big Ten basketball, learning to speak Spanish with his children, political disagreement, and reminding people that their lives are important and that we're not limited to one identity, profession, or purpose. As he once stated, and I quote, "Indeed, we are deeply versatile and flexible human beings, capable of as much as we choose to pursue," unquote. Please help me welcome my friend, Seth Fine, to the stage.
Thank you, President Ramage, very much. It's indeed an honor to be up here tonight. It's truly just a wonderful distinction and a gas to be inside of Cranham Center for the Performing Arts, inside of the Fuller Great Hall. And I've seen hundreds of performances in here since I was a child, and we're in the midst of its 50th anniversary, and I think that we have to celebrate with a round of applause for that right now. And for those of you who don't know, this building, this space, is magic. It was designed by Max Abramovitz who was one of the 20th century's great architects and a graduate of the University of Illinois. It's considered to be one of the most perfect spaces to hear symphonic music in the world. And that's agreed upon by leading acousticians across the globe, and that's a fact. And I think that's important to just mention. Its executive director, Mike Ross, assistant Tammy Kinta, former associate Rebecca McBride. I mean, they're genuinely responsible for a lot of the work that I've been able to accomplish in presenting Pygmalion Festival. And I've learned from them, and they've acted as teachers to me. And I cherish that. So this is really a distinction to be up here in this space. Really humbling, and I'm very appreciative. And so I'm just going to share a few thoughts. I'm going to try to teach something tonight, however brief. So as Tom, President Ramage mentioned, I'm a townie, through and through. I grew up in Urbana and went to all my public school here. And all things being equal, I'm very grateful for having had a very relatively privileged and lucky life. I haven't had to overcome extraordinary adversity the way some do. We grew up on a teacher's salary. We were never hungry or without love, but it was safe on the streets. There were other kids to play with and get in trouble with. I've not lost any close friends or family too early. And so I count myself lucky for that and privileged for other reasons. My two siblings used to be townies. They're successful in their fields. My kids, Ellis and Zazie, healthy and relatively happy, it seems. My wife, Justine, who's from the city, the big city, the real city, has a master's in art and education from Illinois, and she's a wonder to me. She's smart like a fox and crazy like one too, having stuck with me for 15 years. God bless her. My folks are still here too, and they're in their 70s, but they're spry, and they're out there walking the dogs and running the bases with the kids. And so I'm lucky. Now look, it was through my parents, who are still here, still living in Urbana, as I mentioned, that I was raised inside of public education. And they were both public school teachers. My father, Vern, spent 35 years at Cunningham Children's Home. And that upbringing was a very particular lens from which to peer into the world, when we were being taught by teachers at a very young age. The idea of education consumed our lives in so many ways. When there was a strike, and there was a few of them in the 80s, it wasn't just a day off of school for us. It was a teaching moment for my parents. There was value for fighting and for justice inside of the system that fed us in houses. They weren't just school teachers. They were activists for social justice. They were central to the founding of the Eastern Illinois Food Bank. And us kids spent many, many hours sorting food in a very cold space for hours, just for a Snickers bar. Additionally, my father was a pastor, a baseball coach, a softball coach. My mom, Elise, kind of a queen of all trades. A cook, a neighborhood caretaker, a gardener, a singer. There was an active lesson in everything. Being raised by these teachers. My mom would correct my grammar, joyfully, almost diabolically, and think it's very annoying at the time. But look, that gave me something. Something I hope to give to my kids as well. Something that I want to relay to you. And that's the identity and the idea of being an educator. It wasn't my father who really taught me how to be an educator. It was my mom mostly who had stopped working in the public schools to raise us up, and my father actually performed the role as his livelihood. It was through my mom that I learned how to feel excited about creating space to fall in love with multiple interests and to be multiple things to multiple people. Basically, I was taught by her to fall in love with the world and then to teach that as often as I felt comfortable doing so. Of the many philosophers that I both adore and resent, Jean-Paul Sartre discussed the idea of living life passionately and with meaning in his writings about existentialism, which essentially and simply means our lives matter right now. Your life matters right now. And with that very simple idea, however obvious and cliche it may sound, it asks us to start adopting a more full and robust idea about living and about teaching. Another philosopher, who I will not name for fear of being labeled a commie pinko by the local media, asked his audience at the time to consider their roles, day to day, as far as who they were and how they participated in their immediate community. A fisherman by trade in the day might be a poet at night and a breakfast cook in the morning. A professional nurse may see themselves as a neighborhood dentist and then a musician just as often. We are not limited to one identity, no matter how profound it may be or time-consuming. It is in this idea that we build community. This is how we come closer to one another individually. We are capable of as much as we wish to absorb. And I believe it is very much our responsibility to take the lessons that shape us and to share them as often as we are able. We truly reach our peak potential when we adopt that deeper identity, which is essentially the role of the teacher, the role of the educator, all of us. Now, I had my fair share of professional educators at Parkland College. Lori Williams, my English professor, gave me sentence structure in a new and functional way, the art of persuasion. Neil Archer, my very first creative writing professor, taught me that a story is a war to get my fighters fighting, to show my audience the plot, and don't tell it. Show it, don't tell it. Professor David Leake, who's retiring this year after an illustrious career facilitating the now world-famous Starkville Planetarium, he did a bang-up job teaching me science through the stars, and he made it challenging and fun and engaging, even to a person like me, who literally fell asleep during science and reasoning on my ACT. Which is to say, I just didn't get it. Science and math, and all that came with it. When I was forced to learn about it, I revolted against it. I loved English class. I read every page of every book, and I ate it up. I loved history. I loved learning to speak Spanish. I loved film studies. I loved home economics. I felt like I was good at those things. But comprehensively, I was not academic enough to get into a high-level four-year university like Illinois. At least not yet. I had no true and defined path in higher education coming out of high school, or so I thought. Look, public education K through 12 is wrapped up in a system that has somehow been designed to divide us, and in many ways to defeat itself, for sad and often nefarious reasons. It's a system that has long placed institutional racism higher on its list of priorities than it has teaching all kids functional and long-lasting skills for its future. It is a system that has assigned monetary value to its pupils based not on their potential, but on the value of their property, which is absolutely crazy to me and dangerous, and is the root cause of its many failures. Now, I recognize that not everyone feels that way, and we should be able to debate that, you and I. But if there's something that binds us, all of us, it should be the common goal of improving what we've built. And there are different ways to get there, I realize, but I believe that deep down we all fundamentally agree that we need to make sure that kids have access to not just a comprehensive education, but one that works for them. And at a minimum, we have to provide basics like meals to eat while they are there so that they are nourished and not hungry. We need modern learning tools to assist them on their path. We need to find innovative ways to pay teachers what they rightfully deserve and provide them with the resources to feel fulfilled in their jobs. This is an ecosystem, and it should be the highest order in our communities. And this community, is no exception. Unfortunately, we have it better off here than a lot of places. But it is still not enough. It wasn't even enough for me. The way it's designed couldn't handle the individual needs of a kid who had tremendous support at home and plenty of opportunity to excel. And that is why Parkland, Our community college, this institution, is such a vital resource for us all. It is the safety net, active K through 12, that provides anyone who wants the opportunity a chance to grow into themselves the way I was able to. It is a place that strives to give those chances to the underprivileged, just as it does to someone with tremendous privilege. And we have to protect that. We have to invest into it. Now, my first librarian, Dorothy Vickers Shelley, at Yankee Ridge Elementary in Urbana, used to make us recite a piece of wisdom that she had written for her students when we walked through the doors. Every time, at least once a week, for 7 years, you said it. It was meant to challenge us. It was designed to carry our imaginations. It was a bond between all of us who went to school there. And I'm going to recite it for you now. Life is short. Therefore, I shall be a crusader in the fight against ignorance and fear, beginning with myself. I'm going to repeat it because I think it bears repeating. Life is short. Therefore, I shall be a crusader in the fight against ignorance and fear, beginning with myself. And she made us point at ourselves like this. And if you didn't, I don't really know what happened because nobody ever did do it. But trust me, if you didn't, it wasn't going to be good. Look, it asked us to consider who we were going to be that day. Who will we become? Who is going to lead me? And the answer was ultimately you. That was the answer. You. It was a powerful and immediate idea that didn't pull punches. It was direct. But we wouldn't have learned that lesson without someone designating it their role to teach us. Indeed, Mrs. Vickers Shelley was a school librarian, but she did not just file books or memorize the Dewey Decimal System. What a scam that was. No, Mrs. Vickers Shelley was a philosopher, evidently. She was wise enough to develop new ideas from old ones and courageous enough to share it with the very people who were going to need it the most, her students. It wasn't part of her job description. It was part of her identity as an educator. My wife, Jussie, she's many things too. She's a photographer by trade, a master gardener, an arts fair organizer, an Airbnb hustler, a great mom. But in her heart, she's an arts educator. And as I said, she got her master's from Illinois in that very field. But she never pursued it professionally. So when she suggested that we commission our wildly talented young friend Langston to paint a mural on the side of our home in Champaign, she fulfilled that role for herself in some ways, and the community. She adopted the role of gallery curator, even in a small way. That mural features a young Mrs. Vickers Shelley, my librarian, towering in scope, standing tall, holding a Paddington Bear book, her favorite, presiding over our neighborhood, reminding us that life is indeed short. Listen, like I said, we get to be however many things we want to be. It's our choice if we want to share it at all. It doesn't have to be dramatic or on display like a mural on the side of a home, which I'll admit is kind of crazy. I don't know that it should be, but it is. It can be as simple as showing a neighbor how to sew or a cousin how to change a tire. Simple things, but with a big impact. It is this idea, this identity that counts for us in the community. This idea of being an educator, no matter who you are. I believe that it's our last line of defense right now, and it's important. So I thank you for letting me share some of that with you, a piece of who I am tonight. And seriously, a massive congratulations to all of you. This is a big, big deal. So thank you.
I'm Tracy Walfelt, Executive Director of the Parkland College Foundation, and I'd like to welcome and recognize all of our graduates as proud alumni of Parkland College. I hope you always will be Parkland proud. On behalf of the Parkland College Foundation, I'm honored to award the 2019 Distinguished Alumnus Award to Brad Evans. This award recognizes exceptional alumni and is awarded for personal and professional accomplishments and service to the community. Brad Evans credits Parkland College for enhancing not only his mental capabilities, but providing the preparation for him to excel in his educational pursuits and beyond. After attending Parkland College from 1996 to 1999, Brad earned his bachelor's in history from the University of Illinois and his master's in geological and earth sciences from Mississippi State University. Known as the Big Noise, journalist Brad Evans is a resident fantasy football, NFL draft, college basketball, and betting analyst for Yahoo Sports. He is regularly featured as an analyst on the Emmy-nominated Yahoo's Fantasy Football Live. Brad has also won more individual Fantasy Sports Writer Association awards than any other analyst in the industry, including 2 Football Writer of the Year awards and 5 College Sports Writer of the Year awards. He was inducted into the Fantasy Sports Writers Association Hall of Fame in 2018. Brad has provided his expertise on NBC Sports Network's Pro Football Talk and Fantasy Football Live, NBC's Football Night in America, and many other TV and radio sports shows. He is creator and co-host of the Fantasy Football Hour on Altitude TV, the lead analyst on Yahoo's Tourney Bracket Live video studio show every March. Brad has been the most accurate macro site bracket predictor for 3 years running, besting the likes of ESPN's Joe Lunardi and CBS's Jerry Palm. Prior to becoming a sports columnist and personality, Brad taught social studies, weather, psychology, and health classes for 6 years at the Ready program in Champaign, an alternative school for high school students. An ardent supporter of free public education, Brad donates yearly to local public schools in the greater Denver area, primarily assisting children in need of basic school supplies, and he volunteers at a local elementary school in Littleton, Colorado. Please join me in recognizing Brad Evans, the 2019 Distinguished Alumni Award recipient.
I didn't know I was getting a plaque. That's fancy. First off, I want to say thank you to Parkland College. This is an incredible honor. Probably the first and last time Distinguished and Brad Evans will be mentioned in the same sentence. These are just facts. All right. I want to thank my mom and sister sitting right here in the front row for your incredible love and support over the years, and my strange idiosyncrasies and things that I do on a routine basis. I want to thank my wife, who unfortunately isn't here, but she too is a product of Parkland College, Danielle Evans. She also attended the University of Illinois for her master's degree in library science. My beautiful children, Zane and Rowan, I love your humor. I love the fact that you make me laugh every single day, and your overall awesomeness. My kids are amazing. Love you all. What's up, 2019 grads? I said, what's up, 2019 grads? All right. The party started in here. Again, I'm Brad Evans, and I am a proud Parkland College alum, just like you. Everyone in this room, everybody, is about to embark on a journey, one that is surely going to carve a unique path. Crooked paths are my specialty. After graduating from Centennial High School, right here in Champaign in 1996, I had aspirations of becoming a weather dude, or more fancy terminology, a meteorologist. I wanted to chase tornadoes, get pelted by hail, and measure the wind speed inside the eye wall of a destructive hurricane. Yeah, one of those insane people like Jim Cantori, occasionally Al Roker, although Al looks really good on TV. The plan was simple: come to Parkland, knock out my prerequisites at an affordable cost, transfer to the University of Illinois, work toward a postgraduate degree in atmospheric sciences, and then I was gonna conquer Mother Nature. Right? Well, what happened was, I went to Illinois, I looked at what was needed to get into a postgraduate program in atmospheric sciences, and the advanced mathematics were complicated. Calc 4, quantum physics, stuff that this reptilian brain could not grasp or comprehend. I threw in the towel in an early defeat on that one. And at that moment, in 1997, a history major I became. Again, Parkland made the switch painless and prepared me for the next step. Fast forward, in 1999, I transferred to the University of Illinois. I graduated in May of 2001 with a history degree in secondary education and was promptly hired by the READY program right here in Champaign. For those that are unfamiliar with the READY program, it's an alternative high school for kids that may have problems in traditional settings or just want another option. And I did that for 6 years. I taught social studies and, yes, a weather class, earning a master's degree in geosciences with an emphasis in meteorology from Mississippi State on the side. Then another bend in the road occurred. It always does. During a prep period while I was teaching at Ready in 2004, I stumbled across an article written by Matthew Barrett, now the lead fantasy voice for ESPN. He was looking for like-minded people, passionate about fantasy sports, and voices in an underserved space. Intrigued, I submitted an article, got offered a job, accepted the non-paying gig, it was all free work back then, worked my tail off, and helped build up the site until Yahoo Sports approached me in 2006. Some 13 years and thousands of shoddy fantasy takes and busted college basketball brackets later, here I am. My road still winding. Now, for over a decade, functioning as a sports media mouthpiece, I picked up several pearls of wisdom along the way. Ones that can apply to whatever path you take. I'm going to share those with you right now. These are very important. Number one, effectively communicate. And I'm not talking about on your cell phone. I'm not talking about, behind a screen. Talk, shake hands, network. Person-to-person contact is still important, and you gotta hustle. It's all about the hustle. Very important. Number two, be versatile. All right? In my job, I have to know audio, speaking like this, mic for a podcast or for a radio show. Got to convey that message on video, through television, writing, through traditional text, or on social media. Companies, businesses are always looking for individuals who maximize cross-platform performance. Try to be a jack of all trades. Number three, don't take yourself too seriously. Owning a sense of self-deprecation exudes likability. Trust. Life is too short. Laugh. And laugh at yourself. You're gonna fail at some point, and you have to accept that. Number four, roll with the punches. Change is constant in almost any field. Always adapt. Always learn and accept failure. And number five, be an original. Uniqueness is often rewarded in any profession. Own your brand. Find your voice. Most importantly, constantly create. Take chances. Calculated ones. You gotta risk it to make the biscuit. Right? Alright, with that in mind, I'm gonna leave you with my favorite quote by the late great rock icon David Bowie. It's one where I got writer's block or I'm struggling through some sort of fog. It always helps me realign. And it goes a little something like this. If you feel safe in the area you're working in, you're not working in the right area. Always go a little further into the water than you feel you're capable of being in. Go a little bit out of your depth. And when you don't feel that your feet are quite touching the bottom, you're just about in the right place to do something exciting. Stay curious, stay confident, stay hungry. Congratulations, class of 2019.
So I had the privilege of having dinner with the Evans family tonight, and we were wondering how Brad made a living. So I think at least he explained it. His mom has been worried about him for a long time. So at least I think you now understand what goes on. One thing he mentioned was he had attended Parkland, but didn't actually graduate. He just graduated or transferred on to Illinois and graduated from here. Well, we did kind of a neat thing. We can go back in time. Yes. And so if you would step forward, please. It's my distinct privilege to award his associate in science. So he is truly now not only an alum, but a graduate of Parkland College.
Lynn Warfelt has been a longtime advocate for positive change in Champaign County and beyond. Lynn has provided visionary leadership and dynamic service in education and agriculture, generating noteworthy achievements in both fields. He was educated in Unit 7 schools, at Wabash College in Indiana, and at the University of Illinois, majoring in agricultural economics. After college, Lynn served 6 years in the United States Air Force as an aeromedical evacuation specialist, attaining the rank of Staff Sergeant. He still tends the Centennial Farm that his great-grandparents established in Tolono in 1882. In his early years, Lynn adopted the ideal, invest yourself in people and in all things eternal, and his life's work emulates this ideal. Lynn has been a proponent for education throughout the years, serving on the Unit 7 Board of Education for 10 years, helping to form Community Christian School, which eventually became Judah Christian in Champaign, and is serving as a member of the Parkland College Board of Trustees for 24 years. During his time as a trustee, he held the roles of Board Secretary, Vice Chair, and Chair. He helped Parkland expand its enrollment and facilities during his tenure. At the state level, Lynn has advocated tirelessly for community colleges. He is a lifetime and award-winning member of the Illinois College Trustees Association, serving on various committees and holding leadership positions. Lynn has been influential within the farming community by working with the Champaign County Farm Bureau and the Illinois Farm Bureau since 1968. He was chosen by the News Gazette as the Farm Leader of the Year for 1989 and is one of its 70 over 70 honorees for 2019. Lynn is very involved in our community, volunteering for several organizations. In addition to being active in education, farming, and the community, Lynn is a published poet and a family man. He and his wife, Kay, have enjoyed 56 years of marriage and have 5 children and 6 grandchildren. On behalf of the Parkland College Foundation, I recommend Lyndon A. Warfelt for an honorary associate's degree. Chairman Knapp.
Lynn, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, let me just say, Lynn is one of my mentors, so it's a great privilege for me to get to do this. I can't think of anybody more deserving of an honorary degree that has been born in education than you.
Well, it is a great honor for me to be able to be here and to receive this award. it reaches really down deep into my soul. And for 3 weeks I've been trying to find the words that rise high enough to express my appreciation. And it's one of those places where we keep trying, but the words aren't quite able to get up there. So just let me say that I very deeply appreciate the honor. One of life's great blessings is to be recognized by your peers. And in my 24 years as a trustee, my peers, since I retired, have decided to honor me in this way. So it's extremely meaningful for me to receive that. You've already heard that one of my life goals was to invest myself in people and things eternal. That has worked. And as a result of that, I have received awards, and I'm receiving that award tonight. So it's not so much me, it's who I have tried to be like. And I've gotten direction in my life by looking higher than me or folks right next to me. And I highly recommend that. My father-in-law taught here at the U of I for 35 years, and I would leave you with this last piece of advice. To his accounting students, he says, if you're going to be a bear, be a grizzly. Whatever you do in your career, go after it with passion, with all you have, and you will enjoy life. Thank you very much.
Graduates, tonight is your night. We celebrate with you the reaching of a very important academic milestone. But before we get to the most important part of this evening for you, I think it is most appropriate that we take a moment to recognize the faculty who have helped you get here. And it is my honor tonight to recognize 3 of our very finest award-winning faculty. Parkland's selection for the Parkland Teaching Excellence Award this year comes from the Department of Humanities, Division of Arts and Sciences, Associate Professor of English, Lauren O'Connor. Associate Professor O'Connor, please stand to be recognized. Parkland's nominee for the Illinois Community College Trustees Association Outstanding Full-Time Faculty Award comes from the Department of Fine and Applied Arts, Division of Arts and Sciences, Associate Professor of Speech Communication, Jody Elder Littleton. Professor Littleton, please stand to be recognized. Parkland's nominee for the Illinois Community College Trustees Association Outstanding Part-Time Faculty Award comes from the Department of Fine and Applied Arts also, Division of Arts and Sciences, Instructor Laura O'Donnell. Ms. O'Donnell is unable to be present with us this evening, but we can still give her a round of applause. And now, candidates for degrees and certificates, please rise. President Ramage, upon the recommendation of the faculty and in their behalf, I present to you the candidates for degrees and certificates of the class of 2019.
We're almost there. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I accept the candidates for 2019. Thank you very much.
Candidates for certificates. Jason Eric Brown. Andrea Crane. Quinton Cunningham. Brittany Dickey. Tara Capron. Morgan Irene Kinney. Eugenie Masudon. Miriam Carol Mbanga. Esther Mfwamba. Adele Moanda. Emily Christine Monia. Nicole Perez. Mallory Monique Porter. E.J. Sendico. Eunice Sendico. Jack Vineyard. Candidates for the associate degree. Anna Adams. Coda Adams. Jasmine Alexander Jordan. Awale Alana. Adriana Alvarez. Syed Ahmed Ashad. Brian Atkins. Benitra LaShawn Ayers. Dan Barcroft. Jennifer Barnard. Matthew James Barnes. Juan Pedro Becerra Jr. Olivia Benning. Paul R. Benson. Candice Lynn Bick. Weston Bitten. J.C. Marie Black. Teddy Ibaba. Darren Bouvet. Kiera R. Branch. Hannah Suzanne Bray. Tatum Bray. Sabrina Brooke. Cassidy Lynn Bryant. Jessica Burgess. Savannah Buckhalter. Jared Busby. Bria Brashon. Araceli Cabajal. Lindsay Renee Carpenter. Danielle Nicole Carter. Shannon Chapman. Rocio Chavez Real. Joshua Clark. Danielle Lynn Clary. Joshua Clay. Megan Diane Clay. Kennedy Coffey. Zachary David Coffin. Brody Cole. Christina Brenna Coleman. Edmund Philip Kohlrabi. Dady. Dwight Arthur Davies. Natalie Davila. Moises Diaz II. Dalina Dip. Alyssa Dietz. Clinton Du. Chad Dillon. Jennifer Dixon. Michael Dobbs. Derek Drake. Mackenzie Drinkwalter. Trey Samuel Wilson Dougal. Rodney Dukes. Kevin Joseph Duplessis. Tony Dyke. Kelsey Elizabeth Evelyn. Leslie Christine Edmondson. Mary Joy Angelica Buen Eduarte. Haley Nicole Emmett. Jessica Lynn Evans. Edward Evers. Raytwan Exum. Bailey Faust. David Ferguson. Jay Fershaw. Rosemary Fisk. Emma Fortney. Hunter Briscoe Fox. Kyra Nakia Francois. Bryce Frederick. Zakia Fusco. Margaret Gentry. Dominique Gillen. Israel Ramses Gomez Raful. Alicia Jacqueline Gonzalez. Julia Grace Gonzalez. Paloma Gonzalez. Kelsey Elaine Gazda. Brennan Graves. Cassidy Gresham. Jonathan Grice.
Mariah Tiffany Grove. Emily Michelle Grumish. Shanice Guider. Abigail Hager. Amber Haynes. Clarissa Gale Hall. Caitlin Marie Harders. Maxwell Scott Harmon. Malik Harris. Kayla Rose Hasselbring. Anna Hawk. Helen Haynes. Teresa Eater. Victoria Heinzelman. Janelle Hendricks. Logan Michael Hill. Melinda Hepker. Christian Hoggins. Jasmine Nicole Holmes. Mary Hunter. Addie Jane Ingram. Aliyah Mendoza Iqbal. Sammy Isa. Anita Jenkins. Emily Johnson. Hanifa Eva B. Johnson. Nick Johnson. Vanessa Jones. Haley Calmer. Connor Comrade. Claudia Marie Carnes. Patrick Franz Keen. Lindy Kelly. Dana Kelly. Carrie Jane Chemnitz. Cody Kerner. Ayat Zizan Hudor. Jennifer Kibbins. Hadil Kibesh. Rumaisa Kibesh. Diana Kibi. Alyssa Kington. Tristan Kizik. Robert Kaiser. Nathan Klein. Riley Knott. Kendall Elise Knox. Tuesday Custer. Hannah Colross. Peyton Krazine. Clayton Curing. Deepak Kumar. Gladys Kumbala. Jacob Tanner Larkin. Brandon Luther Lasher. Corey Lewis. Dumika Shante Light. Peyton Lessie. Kelly Masak. Michelle Ann Macareg. Lolita Mahomes Becknell. Nafisa Aida Maiga. Catherine Majewski. Babe E. Mambo. Marsh. Shania Maynor. Katrina Alexi Mayo. George Mbasa. Shelley McCarty. Melinda Gale McClogan. Whitley Abigail McDaniel. Connor McElwin. Autumn McIntosh. Cody McMullen. Angela Melvin. Judah Merrill. Devin Mizio. William Mollet. Candace Tabria Montgomery. Sebastian Mora Manji. Tanner Morris. Joey Morton. Erica Motley. Berjode Wamba. Marlene Odia Mufuta. Austin Mullis. Max Murphy. Patrick Musasa Amusa. Alyssa Ann Nylon. Stefania Yvonne Martinez Schaefer. Courtney Elizabeth Neely. Lindsay Newcomb. Kai Wen. Megan Bass Nichols. Nicolas Macheni Umpiero. Michael Norwood. Shelby Joe Nunamaker.
Ann Odom. Desiree Waraola Ojo. Kelsey May Marie O'Neill. Carson Osmond. Alexandra Ostrowski. Justin M. Owie. Taila Maisha Miller. Karen Parada Segura. Geraldine Perret. Edward Pasagi. Zil Patel. Jesse Padigo. Andrea M. Pembella. Michelle Perez. Rubric Perez. Megan Perry. Emily Pitek. Madeline Margaret Peters. Michelle Rachel Phillips. Katie Neal. Caitlin Pippin. Brittany Nicole Peary. Austin Pontius. Madeline Pound. Caitlin Prado. Justin Pranata. Madison Elise Quinley. Elijah Ramirez. Brock Matthew Ramos. Jill Brittany Raymond. Cassandra Rayner. Holly Renegal. Genesis Pagan Ocasio. Carrie Palmer. Sarah Reinold. Anna Marie Rice. Shelley Brooke Richardson. Benjamin Wesley Roberts. Samantha Ann Roberts. Edwin Rodriguez. Aisha Rogers. Brittany Rohr. Melissa Rosas Rossi. Shelby Ruth. Brenda Roy. Sage Russell. Jill Erin Francis Sackville. Kevin Sandifer. Marcus Schmidt. Max Schmidt. Mason Matthew Schneider. Amber Rose Schnepp. Eric Michael Shale. Brittany Shamhart. Aaron Sheehan. Chelsea Simpson. Brandy Elizabeth Smith. Caleb Smith. Joe Smith. Christine Marie Smith. Mackenzie Marie Smith. Sierra K. Smith. Sierra N. Smith. Bryson Steele. Courtney Michelle Stewart. Sarah Suter. Corey Swenson. Joelle Sides. Gina Marie Takud. Roy Vincent Takud. Megan Tapp. Jade Tates. Angelina R. Thomas. Chico Tomakula. Joseph Tordu. Preston Jacob Trask. Stephanie Tressel. David Trevino. William Kendrick Taylor. Tyon Trimble. Clemence Simba Maduka. Melanie Jade Verkler. Megan Veit. Henry Volk. Brandy Marie Rose Voss. Allison Ray Boyles. Ashley Priscilla Walters. Jacob Walworth. Katie Rose Bonner. Tora Ward. Alexa McKay Warren. Michaela Weatherall. No, you're Capricia Whitaker. Michael Wilbur. Macy Williams. Alyssa Jordan Wilson. Jasmine Jones Wilson. Kimberly Drew Wingler. Moira Wynn. Demetria Rochelle Winston Johnson. Anna Whitty. Jasmine Lestella Wright. Jocelyn Yarbrough. Jean-Pierre Boimore Zagave. Madison Lee Zalomi. Abigail Zock. Joseph J. Malley III.
Before I ask all the graduates to stand to take part in the turning of our tassels, I'd just like to say a few words. First, I wish to thank Parkland for giving me the opportunity to take part in this commencement exercise. I am truly privileged and honored to participate. I would also like to take this opportunity to congratulate you, the class of 2019, for reaching your goal of obtaining a degree in your chosen field. You should be very proud of this accomplishment. I know that I am. And finally, I would like to thank my son for encouraging me to attend Parkland College at this late stage of my life. So, Chad, thank you very much. I really appreciate it, son. So, at 71 years of age, I'm probably older than most all of you who are graduating tonight. But I'd like to pass on this one thought to you. No matter how old you are never too old to learn. For with learning comes knowledge, and with knowledge comes success. So I wish you are all successful in your future endeavors. And now I would ask all the graduating class to please stand as you are able and prepare to turn your tassels. Now, on the count of 3, we will turn our tassels from right to left, symbolizing that we are indeed graduates of Parkland College. So are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, turn your tassels. Thank you all. Thank you very much. Now I ask that all of the graduates and the guests to please remain at their seats. Then rise and join me as we welcome Reverend Dr. Mark Jordan back to the podium for the benediction. Please all rise.
Congratulations, y'all. Congratulations. You did it. You did it. Make some noise. Come on. We've got one more thing for you. One more thing for you. And so the scriptures say, give honor to those whom honor is due. And we want to honor you in a very special way tonight. The very first thing after you've turned your tassels, we would all like to pray over you. And I'd love to lead you. Would you join me, everyone? Father, I thank you. What a night. God, I thank you for putting incredible minds in these students. I thank you for the giftedness, God, the tenacity to go the distance. And Lord, we honor them tonight. Thank you. Father, all those who have poured into them, their family members, their friends, their faculty, instructors, teachers, God, thank you. And now, Lord, grow them, continue to grow them. We pray, God, that they would invest themselves in such a way that would bear fruit, make this world know that these people exist. Father, we thank you for your goodness, your mercy. Cover each and every soul here. And we thank you in the name above all names. Amen. Congratulations.
Thank you.